Hello,
Hi there.
this is Jason here at RoofSnap,
And Katrina.
and we are going to answer another frequently asked question.
Yes, sir. So the one on the docket is how to label your lines, what those line labels do, I guess,
Sure.
and how to clear them if I make a mistake and label something incorrectly.
Absolutely. Okay, so line labels are really important because you will not have accurate roof measurements without labeling your lines. So even if you've drawn every line perfect, which I would argue that we have a very nice drawing here, and let's go to facets. We can see that every roof section is shaded separately from one another. We can test that by turning them off and on using the remove tool. And we have pitch values on every facet. So that is going to give us relatively accurate square count. And if a square count is all we need, and we don't care about how much ridge is on the roof and how many eaves and step walls are on the roof, then we ultimately would not need to go in and label any lines. But we will add pitch to that rear section there that I recently drew
Ah, great.
and begin to label up some lines and show you what happens to the actual measurements of each line when we add labels. So this very predominant hip here is currently saying, if you can see that on the screen, that it's 18.5 feet. Well, that is not an accurate measurement because right now the software doesn't know that it is a line traveling diagonally up the roof plane. As soon as we go in, let's look at the pitch. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. So when we go back into edges, grab the hip label, tap on that, and tap on that hip itself. It goes from 18.5 to 21.5. So the line increases substantially based on the label corresponding with the pitch of the roof plane.
Gotcha.
This is going to happen on other lines as well. Mostly on this roof, we have eaves and hips. But we do have some very short rakes here on the back. Currently, this one is at 4.6. The pitch is 4. So this one will only get marginally longer based on its short length to begin with, but it went from 4.6 to 4.9.
Wonderful.
And then, of course, the way that I'm grabbing these edges is just to simply tap on the edges button at the bottom, tap on my desired label, and add it to the roof. So it's very common, especially when you know your roof edges and you've drawn a few roofs in RoofSnap, or maybe you've been sketching on graph paper and you have certain methods for labeling your lines. Well, in RoofSnap, it's all color coordinated. So when we tap on eaves, we can then quickly go around the roof and tap on all of the relevant eave edges. But it is frequently necessary to zoom in to tap on lines that are very close together. We can then switch to hips and go around and tap on all of those. Now let's say as I'm tapping, I tap on that ridge here by accident and label it as a hip. Well, you have two options. One, you can just go right in, grab a new label, tap on the very same line again, and give it its proper label.
Great.
Or you can tap on unlabel and tap on a line and turn it back to yellow.
Perfect.
So with ridge, we'll finish those out. We have quite a few step walls and valleys and things of that nature. But one thing to point out, I'd like for each of you to explore what's behind each label. So we'll just use valley as the one example for today. Tap on valley a second time. You'll see that there's ice and water shield as a sub-label hiding under this valley label. So if we highlight that, we can actually now not only label the valleys as valleys, increase their dimension by labeling them valleys, but also begin to account for the ice and water shield that we would install in that project once it goes to production.
Great.
So Katrina, did I cover it?
You did.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll have another frequently asked question for you shortly.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Bye-bye.